me down. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It is fantastic.
Good.
Spring is almost here.
I mean, spring is already here. I mean, I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. It absolutely came in with the early energy this year, which I'm very grateful for. And it's
I must say,
wonderful. It's wonderful, how much daylight we have to get things done, you know. I mean, I always have more energy physically to get things physically done when there's more sunlight. I can go internally, like in my mind, and get things done in the moonlight. But when it requires like physical doing things, I'm much better when there's like sun shining down. So
absolutely. This is super, super good.
yeah,
I'm
it
excited.
really
We have
is.
so many good things to look forward to. The spring's like new promises for me. It's hope, the beginning of hope.
Definitely.
As
It's,
things start to come alive.
we made it. The energy is we made it through the toughest time, and now we can enjoy the return of the growing things. So
I want to say hello to Joanne and Joe.
right. So hi everybody, and welcome back. So yeah, I'm telling you, lots of stuff on the horizon for this year. We're really looking forward to a lot of things in 2024. I know there are a bunch of classes coming up.
There's a tremendous
Tons of
amount.
classes.
Yeah, we have a ton of classes that we're going to be hosting at Pentagram,
I
and
love
we're
it.
even sponsoring and hosting a movie at Salem Cinema on June 1st called The Fool's Journey, all about the story of the tarot cards.
Excellent, excellent. And June 1st. Oh man, is that a Saturday?
Unfortunately, it is.
And I know you had asked me to do a pop-up there.
Yeah.
Go Your Own Way has a private party in New Hampshire that night.
Oh, that stinks.
So I am not going to be able to do it, which is a bummer because I really wanted to do that pop-up.
Yes.
But I knew when you started talking about the date, it was triggering something in me. And I was like, wait a minute, that date's sounding awfully familiar. So yeah, unfortunately the band has a gig, so I'm not going to be able to do it. But
that's too bad.
I think it's going to be fantastic. You guys are going to have a blast. And I mean, Salem Cinema, that's great. There's plenty of room for people to come on down and enjoy the movie. So
yeah,
that's going to be a fun
it's
time.
going to be great. And we're even expanding our classes to some Reiki classes and sound healing. And also, we have a guest. A guest we had here on the Psychic Tea, Kobe Michael, will be teaching his poison path class.
I love that.
So we're
I love that. What month is that?
It is in July. Nope, I'm sorry, June. He's coming in June.
Okay. I will definitely look at that date. That sounds like it's going to be fun. So
it's going to be great fun.
Awesome. Awesome. So much on the horizon, and I'll be teaching out of Gallows Hill Witchery. There'll be the crystal class that I teach there, and some other things too coming up. So looking forward to meeting a lot of new people. I've had some wonderful people come into the space and spend time, and some people from Spirit Beacon, actually, people that we first met at Spirit Beacon came in. A couple of people had back-to-back appointments in the space, and so it's been a great month since last we were on the live. It's been great, and and Leanne and I met with our agent, and there's some things on the horizon there we can't talk about, but very interesting times coming, and really looking forward to branching out and doing some fun new things, and it's going to be a blast. So yeah. So in light of that, of course, we were thinking, what are people, what are we hearing from people that they want to focus on And of course, on the heels of last month talking about luck magic, a lot of things came up about abundance and prosperity. And so we were like, let's talk money magic, right?
Absolutely. Money, makes the world go around. It may be the root to all evil, but it's how shit gets done.
No, no, no. No, no, no. The quote is the love of money is the root of evil, not money. That wouldn't make sense, right? Because I mean, how else are you going to actually get
Peace.
things that you need? I mean, back in the day when there really wasn't like money, it would be like, okay, I've got milk and you've got eggs and I need eggs, but I also need meat. So I've got to trade some of my milk for your eggs because he wants eggs, not milk. And I mean, it's like, yeah, that's how money was born, was like, hey, if you don't have what I need and I need what you have, I have to find some other way to compensate you for what you're going to give me. And so it just stands to reason that there needed to be a unit of trade that was universal. And that makes sense. And so gold is the gold standard. Pretty much across the globe, gold is what is considered that kind of universal unit. And then it gets broken down into different countries put their own spin um, on that, but it's mostly ultimately gold, which is why a lot of things that have to do with money magic are gold, or the color of gold, and also green here in the United States because our money's green, but also because Venus is the planet that's associated with luxury and comfort and beauty and like things that you get when you have money, like art and the finer things in life. And so Venus, green is one of her colors. And then, of course, gold or yellow for the sun, because the sun is what makes everything here grow. And ultimately, the sun, not money, is what makes the world go round in a lot of ways. Because if we didn't have the sun, well, we just
You would
all.
have anything.
So, that whole energy of the fresh start, the new beginnings, the hope, that think of the sun card in the tarot, all those good things that are associated with that. And that's a lovely sentiment for this sort of springtime day that we're having, extremely sunny here in Salem. I don't know what it's like where you are. I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you guys are. And yeah, so speaking of the tarot, what was the card that you decided, or did you just randomly pull one?
It's a story. So
Oh,
I
love a story.
had a hassle and a half this morning, and I was moving stuff on my kitchen counter, and I had my tarot bag up there, and lo and behold, who fell out but the emperor, being all handsome, authoritarian and all.
Ooh, I
This
love
is the
it.
structure. This is the structure in which maybe we can learn a little bit in order to make some money. If the empress is mother, this would be father. Okay.
Mhm.
His negative attributes are his dominance and his lack of discipline at sometimes, and at other times it's an extreme controlling card. But this is the establishment. This is supposed to be our ability to sit and seize life. He does represent and rule over all that he sees. So he is indicative of power, of passion, and the energy of life. The mountains that are behind him, you see, like right near his shoulders,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they signify his solid foundation, but also it makes him changeless. And it sometimes that could be difficult, but tradition sometimes is what makes things, grow. When something is consistent, consistency. He is an emotional being, even though he looks so, serious over there. And I would say it just takes a lot of digging and a lot of work to get through his sensitive side. Well, so when I saw the emperor, I was like, what does it mean for me? So I found something, and this is not my writing and this is not my work. So, but I wanted to say that the emperor, and I don't know, I got this online, and I will post. I'll post it on Facebook so you guys will see where I got it. It said, and I loved this. Next to his counterpart, the empress, the emperor feels austere, absence of the lush background of his bounty. This card is not about creativity and enjoyment. This card is about understanding time and patience and hard work and established conversations of life. Intuition has very little place in this equation. The emperor is not calling us to connect with everything wild and instinctual rather than to create order and principle. For me, I felt like in my chaotic morning where I was completely disorganized and unprepared, he told me to get off my ass, get my shit together, and start putting myself in order. And I took it and I feel great. I even did my eye makeup, guys. And that is a treat for all of you to enjoy.
So when we think about the emperor in terms of our financial status,
we're going to want to get a little bit more disciplined. This is where we're going to make sure we're checking all of our taxes, making sure we get in the right paperwork. This is the devil is in the details. But if you do have a little structure, you are going to succeed. So you can sit on a throne, so you can afford it. These are the little things that you don't see behind. It's not the lush greenery and beauty and luxury of the empress. You're looking at the thing that took care of her. This is the nurturing, quiet, but in order to get there, you have to do some digging. You have to stick around and you have to work for it.
I think he looks like a silver fox sugar daddy.
He is a silver fox sugar daddy. And tonight I'm going to put him in my bedroom, and I may even sleep with the card for a little extra money magic or a little more self-control or something I need. And I'm going to shove him in my bed and I'm going to have, well, moments.
I love that. I love that so much. Yeah.
It's
so things that come up for me in readings when I see the emperor, yes, it's discipline. It's the foundation. And so it's definitely checking your foundation and making sure it's solid. So checking to make sure that what you're building on is solid. And this is a very Jupiterian energy. So this is that energy that I love, that I'm going to bring up when I talk about one of the stones that I'm going to recommend. This is that really long Jupiterian, long-standing wealth. This is not like super fast cash that we get when we talk about the sun. Jupiter, when we talk about finances, Jupiter is more about long-standing wealth, generational wealth, things that you can pass down, legacy. This is also status, raising your status in life. And so I get that vibe when I see the emperor.
So much.
He's reminding us of a number of different things that are really important when it comes to finances. The first thing that I think he's reminding us is that we are the ruler of our own inner narrative. We are the ones who are in control of how we see ourselves. And one thing that's very key when it comes to finances, do you want the good news first or the bad news first, Leanne?
All right. I need the bad news first.
Okay. The bad news is our finances are linked to our self-esteem. The good news is our finances are linked to our self-esteem.
That's amazing.
Because when we raise our self-esteem, when we get out of shame about money, when we get out of guilt about money, when we get out of the wounds of the past that have to do with money, when we leave behind, these things that we've got going around, this negative loop tape that we have going around in our mind about our worthiness for money. And let me just jump to a really quick little makeup blurb here. This lipstick that I'm wearing today, which is in my color palette from my new colors and everything, this lipstick is called Worth It. The little messages that you send each other every day when you're doing your everyday getting ready and when you're just doing your thing, that you are putting on your makeup, whether that's, showering yourself, getting yourself, putting on clothes that you enjoy and that make you feel good about yourself, things that are how you present to the world, and it is internalized, whether we like it or not. That all gets internalized, and we can use those things to help bolster our self-esteem, to make us feel better. And in making yourself feel better, you learn your worth, and you don't settle for less in life. And so parts of what happens, when people feel like they're stuck financially, when people feel like they're stuck at a level and they don't know how to level up, they can't level up in their finances. Part of it is that they can't get out of that little box that they've put themselves in of what their value is. And once they start acknowledging and realizing their value and presenting that to the world, they don't settle for less. I have a friend who gave me a great piece of advice when we were arguing back and forth about equal pay. And he was saying, yes, there's a problem with equal pay, but part of the problem is that men are raised to fight for things they believe that they deserve. Whether they do or not is another story entirely. But even a mediocre man believes he's a king. He just he internalizes that. You've seen them, I'm sure. So what I'm saying is, women are not raised to fight for what they want. They're not taught negotiation skills. They won't go and ask for what they know they deserve because they're too afraid to rock the boat. Women are socialized to just go with the flow and make peace and make everything comfortable for everybody, and not to make waves and make things more comfortable for themselves. And that's part of the problem. So I'm here to tell you, once I internalized that piece of advice, my entire world changed. My entire world changed. I stopped taking less from people that claimed to be my friends. I stopped taking less financially. I got financially healthy. I created a structure and a budget that I love to follow because it is my emperor. It helps me to be able to know, what's going on in my financial world instead of burying my head in the sand about it. I mean, it is a game changer. Game changer. And I'm here to tell you about the crystals that are going to help you do it. To nobody's surprise, right out the gate, I'm going to recommend pyrite. To nobody's shock and dismay or surprise. And some of this you probably heard when we were talking about luck, and that's okay because these things overlap. But pyrite, which I am wearing, and I'm wearing my pyrite and citrine earrings that I talked about recently, that pyrite is very powerful. Super, super success magnet. It's going to make you feel successful. It's going to strengthen that within you. It's going to strengthen that I can make things happen. I can go out and get what I want. I am going to be successful. When I try, I'm going to succeed. This is going to eliminate that self-doubt and fear of failure that's going to hold you back. And you know what? So you fail at something. Keep going. Keep going. Everybody that ever succeeded at anything had to fail at something to get there. And you just have to have that resilience. Pyrite's going to give it to you. Remember how pyrite used to be called fool's gold? A lot of people still do refer to it as fool's gold. Remember the fool in the tarot? What is he doing? Stepping off the cliff. Oh my God, stepping off the cliff. Yes, taking risks. Taking risks. Taking risks. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You have to have that confidence. You have to believe that when you step, you're going to soar. That when you step, you are going to fly above. You're going to rise above and level up. You have to believe that. Pyrite will help you do that. Next one, aventurine. Again, not a surprise. Nobody's shocked, but it's luck in both love and money, right? And so I'm saying self-love. That's the love we're drawing on. When we use aventurine for money, we're drawing on our own comfort with ourselves. We're drawing on our idea of ourselves. We're comforting ourselves. We're lighting up that heart chakra within ourselves, embracing ourselves, healing the past traumas and wounds that have to do with money, and moving forward and saying, I deserve abundance. I deserve prosperity, and I'm drawing it. I am a magnet for it. I'm drawing it into my life. I'm attracting it. Aventurine is a powerful attraction stone. So you want to have that, absolutely. You want to have that in your sphere. So I just want to show you, like, pyrite I showed you, aventurine. I got my little aventurine owl. Why an owl? Symbol of wisdom, right? So we also want to make some wise choices. So we want to think about things that help us make wise choices. One of those is bronzite. That would be this middle bracelet right here. Bronzite, excellent, by the way, for entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur, bronzite is your best friend. Part of the reason for that, it's a life path stone. It's going to help you make sure you're going in the right direction. It's going to have you be a better decision maker. It's going to, again, eliminate a lot of that self-doubt that keeps you stuck. It's going to help eliminate those fears and have you pushing forward for the things that you really know that you deserve. It's also just good to keep your head in business. It's really powerful for business people. So in any level of business, management, or anything like that, especially if you're a one-woman show like me, bronzite is your BFF. And dovetailing on either side of that, I would say tiger eye, mostly because of that courage and strength that it's going to give you to power through those old blocks, and to just have courage in yourself to take those risks that we were talking about. And of course, citrine, which is in my pyrite earrings. Citrine, it's got that beautiful sun energy, that renewed feeling of, hope that Leanne was talking about earlier. The idea that, okay, if you have to start over, do it. Start over. If you have to start from scratch, do it. It's going to also let the creative in you out. It's going to bring out your creativity. It's going to bring out that power. What is your superpower? Meditate on that a little bit. What are you good at? What do you love? That's what you should be leaning into. Even if it's just a side hustle in the beginning, that's where your magic is. So lean into all the things you love, and they will nurture you. They'll feed you. And so that creativity opens up, that clarity opens up with the citrine. So that's another really solar, beautiful, beautiful stone to help you. And of course, I've talked about malachite. So my citrine, let's do citrine, malachite. This is just, I always keep one in my wallet. I have since I was a teenager. I actually, one of my favorite malachites is this one, because it looks like an elephant's foot. And so this is usually at the foot of one of my Ganesha statues, because Ganesha, of course, is good for luck. He's good for opening doors. He's good at that. So when I petition him and say, I'm looking to open this door, clear the way with me, that's, I'm giving offerings and things. That's what I'm asking, is like, help clear this path so that I can walk it. And so malachite is one of those stones that, just because of its color, because it's green, obviously it's fitting in with that vibe, but also it's good to protect travelers. So that can be a time when you need, because sometimes you just need to protect your money. Sometimes you need to protect your money. Bloodstone is another one that is well known for helping you protect what you already have. So there's, getting new money in the door and getting avenues opening up for money. Then there's also protecting what you got. And bloodstone is known for that. And I would say tiger eye as well. And so tiger eye. I love a sphere that has an eyeball, right? So this tiger eye is definitely looking out for me. And also, I'm going to say lapis. These are my top 10. These are my current top 10. Lapis, for the same reason that Leanne was talking about the emperor, Jupiterian stone. So everything that we discussed that's positive about the emperor is summed up in a lapis. So if you got lapis, put it on. For amplification of your manifestations, your spells and things, I'm always going to recommend clear quartz. And specifically for money, I'm going to double down with Herkimer diamonds. So that's like the higher, Herkimer diamonds, like the higher level of clear quartz. Either one of these, if you have them on hand, absolutely include them in the work that you do. Selenite for cutting ties with your old ways of thinking, clearing out the junk that you have in your mind about you and money, clearing away any previous BS where you felt unworthy, where you felt guilt, where you felt shame about money and things that happened in the past. Let it go. That's selenite's job. And then the bonus one that I'm going to give you, and Leanne's going to love this. This one, this fluorite
Ooh.
have a special job. And yes, this one's in the shape of a little bear. And if you're learning Lenormand, which is one of the classes that's coming up at Pentagram, if you're learning Lenormand, the bear has financial implications when it comes up. So of course, we're going to use our little bear here. This is very important. This little bear is going to help keep us from paying what we call the ADD tax. The ADD tax is when you spend money because you're disorganized. You can't find said item, so you have to buy it again. You can't remember where you put whatever. You lose whatever. You need something and you realize at the last minute that you don't have it, so you end up paying more because you have to purchase it as a convenience purchase instead of a planned purchase. You run out of laundry, so you have to buy clothes just because you're out of clean laundry. There are so many things that happen to people that suffer with executive dysfunction, and they wind up spending money to cover these issues. And I'm telling you that the number one stone that I recommend for help with this is fluorite. And if you need it with you every minute of the day, I recommend you wear it as a piece of jewelry, stacks for life, wear it around your neck, whatever it takes. If you can't remember to even put it in your pocket every day, just put it on and don't take it off, because it's that kind of thing that you want with you all the time. It's great to have it in a room that you work in, or a room, that's great. But what happens when you leave that room? So like, yes, while Leanne and I were writing, we might've had a fluorite on the desk, but you best believe we were also wearing it as jewelry every minute of the day, because it's not the kind of thing you can just flip on and flip off and think it's going to work. So there are certain stones that I highly recommend you keep wearing as a piece of jewelry that you put on every day or never take off, because it's that kind of energy. It's the energy where you don't want to leave it behind. You want to keep it with you. Am I right?
You are damn right. You are damn right. Fluorite helps me with not just focus, but creativity, to help shape the thoughts in my mind so I can speak clearly. I found it really great if people have stutters or any kind of speech issues. I find it very calming for me. I love it. I love fluorite. I can sit in a bathtub of it. But earlier you were talking about pyrite. And I use pyrite when I make money jars, which we'll be talking about later.
I love that. I love that.
I combined it with my herbs. If you take pyrite in a charm back and you put it with some peppermint, you're going to get lucky, I can promise you. And it helps with long-term finances.
Awesome. And I wanted to say about citrine, every cash register should have a citrine in it. Citrine is the merchant's stone, and every cash register and every wallet should have a little malachite in it. And I know different people have different tales about that. Like when I went out to Arizona, one of the shop owners gave me 3 tiny garnets, and he said, put these 3 tiny garnets in your wallet. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was explaining to me where he had learned it or what have you, which I found fascinating. So I'm like, well, they'll live in there with my malachite, so what can it harm? They're tiny. So if you ever come across those little chips of garnet, throw 3 of them in your wallet. That's a little Sedona magic for you. But let's bring Tim Soaring Wolf out to talk about what's happening planetary wise that we can maybe tap into to help with the finances.
All right.
Hey, how's it? Speaking of pyrite, I have this piece. I love
Ooh,
this piece
yes.
all the time. It's kind of shimmering a little bit. This is pyrite and iron ore. Is that what it
Goethite,
is?
yeah. So it's
Oh,
it's a combo. It's oh my gosh, I can't even think. Oh my gosh, it's
well, I
a
got this from
twin
Sandra.
iron cross twin, right?
Iron cross. There it
iron
is.
cross
That's the
twin.
iron cross. Yes. But
Beautiful.
you were talking about that. I brought it out. Wanted to show it off and let people know the great crystals that you sell, and love getting them from you. But yes, astro forecast. We are in the season of Pisces. You know, the last sign of the zodiac. So we're coming up on Aries. I noticed the tarot card had the rams, the symbol of Aries, and that's 5 days from now. March 19th is a spring equinox, International Astrology Day, and the beginning of the new year astrologically. A lot of there are people out there that argue that this is like the true new year, which, not in January when we're all cold, but, astrologically and season wise, it makes sense. This is the time of planting seeds, putting the things into place. So as we are in the season of Pisces, the last sign, the sign that encompasses all 12 signs, we are reflecting on the whole last year. What have we learned, the lessons? And so this is a great time for that, to reflect on all 12 signs, all 12 months. And as we now, 5 days from now, we'll have kind of a new beginnings with the new astrological year. Of course, this is also an interesting month. We've got all planets direct. So great time to move forward. We are right now in the waxing moon. So we talk about waxing and waning. Waxing is great for building up, attracting, luck, money, all those things. But yes, this moon day of the 25th of March is going to be an eclipse. So as we are entering into eclipse season, we have our north and south node in Aries and Libra. So take a look at where Libra and Aries fall into your chart. Because there could be major beginnings, endings, changes, that sort of thing. But yes, so we've got the eclipse season coming up. All planets are direct, but then we've got April Fool's Day, Mercury retrograde, the trickster decides to come out and play. So we are already in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. So start paying attention to those things that you may be revisiting in April. But again, for now, we've got all planets direct. And, we talk about Jupiter being associated with luck and money. Jupiter, we talked about last month. Jupiter's in Taurus and going into Gemini. So this is a good lucky time for Taurus and Gemini. But also, if you know the time of day you were born, and you can pull up the housing system, if you're an Aries ascendant, right now you've got Jupiter in your second house. The second house is the house of money, finances, and property, right? It's a great time to talk about money because Taurus is the sign of money, finances, and property. But then we've also got the 8th house, the opposite house. That's the business wealth. So if you maybe you are what is a Pisces ascendant, so that would be, I'm sorry, Pisces is going to be in the Jupiter is going to be in your 10th house, I believe, right? We go back. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm getting mixed up. I'm trying to calculate it in my head. But anyways, second house, 8th house. Then we've got the 5th house, 11th house, which 5th house is like speculation, stocks, gambling, creative pursuits. And then 11th house is how you make money independently. It could also be working from home. Then people even look at the 9th house, the house of luck. But money, we've got those, not just the second house. So if you can look at which planets you've got. Oh, yes, go ahead.
I got to tell you, I have Taurus
Mm-hmm.
in the second house. That's
yes.
Saturn in the second house. And wow, I get like balloons going off. And then I have Jupiter and the Sun in the 8th house.
Yeah.
Which are
so
both
money.
Libra. So I have Libra and Taurus. Those are the signs that are in the second house and the 8th house. So that's pretty powerful for finances, I would think.
It definitely, Jupiter in the 8th house,
right,
is going to bring luck when it comes to business, especially legacies, making money in cooperation with other people, especially, but owning your own business, you definitely could have the luck there. So, and you are a business owner, so that's great. I could attest to having Jupiter in my second house in my chart. So throughout my life, there have been times where I've gotten, low financially, or, thought like, oh, this is it, I'm going to be completely broke. And then boom, money surprisingly will come out of nowhere, or a stock I forgot about, or a check. So Jupiter in the second house is kind of lucky, kind of promising that you will never be completely broke or completely destitute. And I definitely have seen that kind of luck and surprises. But we talk about Venus too. I love doing Venus return reports. So if you haven't ever had one, you're interested, let me know. But Venus always comes back to the same place it was once a year. So it kind of gives you a peek into the next year of love and money, the two most important topics and popular topics of readings, right? So Venus, of course, rules love and money. But yeah, things that happen that day of your Venus return can actually give you clues. But then, of course, we can even cast a chart to see where Venus falls and kind of what things may be coming up for the upcoming year. So definitely paying attention to where Venus is. Venus right now just entered Pisces this past couple days. And Venus loves being in Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces, meaning that Pisces provides the right environment for Venus energies to flourish. The creative, imaginative, blissful, loving energies are just flourishing right now. So Venus is loving being in Pisces. For some reason, I kept thinking you were going to talk about love magic. But, it kind of goes, a lot of what we talk about just overlaps, like you talk about, right? Luck and love and money and all that. So, but yes, definitely an impactful month with this eclipse we've got coming up. For me, it's going to be kind of highlighting my 10th house and my 4th house. So being open to job opportunities, so again, just finding out where that eclipse is going to fall. There could be some major changes, major culminations. And then, of course, the new moon is going to be a new moon solar eclipse. You guys are going to be right in the path of the eclipse. That is correct, right? Are you guys have any plans to check it out?
Tim got us all eclipse glasses, the entire staff's so we can all see.
Yes. I wish I could be out there, but yeah, you guys will be in the path. A lot of the eastern eastern side of the United States, starting, I think, down in the eastern side of Texas. I'm in West Texas, unfortunately. But yeah, so just, talking a little bit about money and astrology. Those, if you know the time, you can find out which house is the second house, 8th house, 5th house, 11th house. I've also got Venus in my 11th house, and 11th house is about working from home, making money independently, which are two things I do right now. So
great.
Yeah. So those are ways you can capitalize on your chart, things that you have in your chart. Sandra, you've got Jupiter and the sun in the, and even the sun, focusing on the sun, the connections to the sun also can bring luck. And Mercury, Mercury is like the business tradesman as well. So that's why they say it's not great to sign contracts during Mercury retrograde, because minds can change when it goes direct. So keeping that in mind as we're approaching this Mercury retrograde. But Mercury does rule business as well, contracts and that sort of thing. So even paying attention to aspects that Mercury makes. So, of course, I'm always probably overwhelming everyone with all this astrology information.
No, you never are. It's fantastic. Are you coming to Seattle? There's a wonderful conference happening in astrology.
I am looking into it. I have been trying to figure it in, and I will know hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So I am keeping my fingers crossed. But yes, Tim told me about that as well. I'm looking forward to that, and
Awesome.
definitely being out there in Salem in the future as well. So we'll see what the future
holds. We look forward to having you.
We
loved Tim's readings. He's a wonderful astrologer, and you're great with the cards too. You did wonderful. Yeah, I hope to get my chart done and to have my boyfriend's chart done by you.
Yes, and I want to go to you, and my wife wants to definitely go to you for a mediumship reading. She just has been talking about you since October as well. So we will definitely connect on all of those fronts. But
Awesome.
as we are finishing up this last year, the Pisces season, reflecting on the last 12 months, I just want to express my thanks to you all for a great astrological year. And as we approach this new year, World Astrology Day on the 19th. New beginnings abound. Looking forward to just great new things for all of us. But this is a great time to reflect on that. And I wanted to express my gratitude to you ladies as well.
Thank you very
so
much. Yeah. And did she love her? Did she love her Smokey?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's bigger than mine, so we were laughing about that. She's the one that I got, but I was like, no, no, that's yours. Keep it.
Oh
It
my
is
gosh.
great. I've been loving Smoky Quartz. As a matter of fact, I just put this one. This is, let's see if you can see. It's Smoky Quartz and Peridot, and
Nice.
I put that together. I've really been loving this, and green, of course, is for abundance as well as money. And the
Peridot
heart
is another one that I could have definitely talked about.
Yeah,
Yep.
green
Yep.
is the heart chakra. Green is connected to Venus. So
Yep.
it's all connected. But yes, thank you all for a great astrological year and a great time. And with that, many blessings and
So
looking
much
forward to the
gratitude.
rest of the
Thanks, Tim.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Thanks, Tim. And you guys can find Tim at Soaring Wolf, his website. You can find him if you want to get your chart done, or if somebody just had a baby. One of the things that I typically give as a gift is to have Tim do the baby's chart. And he gives it to me digitally. I print it out on beautiful paper, and then I give it to the mom and the dad. So, you know,
That's
it's just,
fantastic. What
yeah,
a great
it's a fun gift. Definitely not one that everybody's going to bring to the party, if you know what I mean. It's very special, and that's the kind of a gift that child eventually, when they're old enough to gain an understanding, they're going to have that. I mean, I have mine from that my mom gave to me when I turned 18. She gave me my work up, which back in the day, this was not just something that was done on the computer. So mine is all handwritten. The whole entire report is handwritten. And so it's a treasure. It honestly is a treasure. And I have my mother's chart, um, you know, that I got
crazy.
amongst her things when she passed. I have my mom's chart as well that was also completely hand done. So it's just, that's one of those things you treasure, right? Because it's with you your whole life. It's a gift that's going to be with you your whole entire life. So when you
It's an
get
investment.
like a report like that done, it's something that you can refer back to. It's something that you're going to watch the changes and, and the transitions and things happen through the course of your life. So anyways, it can unlock some of the things that are holding you back about money.
Exactly.
When you learn about your chart, you can find the things, that you might have to, hurdles and things that you got to get over, right? So it can give you a little more insight, and it can give you insight into where your strengths should be and things that you should be actually doing more of, leaning into.
Getting a reading is supposed to be transformative. It's
Yes.
not supposed to be, this is where you're stuck for the rest of your life.
Right.
You're supposed to be able to learn. You're supposed to learn from anything, any information that you're getting through any divinatory system. Just learn from it. Don't do the doom and gloom thing. But
Right.
so one thing
Magic.
about money can come and it can go.
Mhm.
And right now, as a psychic, I've noticed a lot of people coming to me with money issues, career issues, wanting to have a little bit more in your life, right? So I
Yep.
created, a bunch of us did. There's this little spell jar thing that I do.
Mhm.
I make a mixture, and pyrite. Earlier, I was saying is included in it. So it's a combination of cinnamon, pyrite crumbles. Everything reverts to food to me. Um, Peppermint, cinnamon, rue, pyrite, citrine, and a little jar, right? Shaker, shaker, shaker. If you own a business, you put it in front of your business, right? Or you can leave it in a jar in front of your home to draw in those good things. I have mine right in front of my home. It's something I always do. And I refresh it and I change it and I use it and I love it. And it works.
And you those are the types of things that you'd want to kind of feed with like an oil.
You can feed it with an oil. I open it up. If I don't have oil, I use my breath. I use my breath. I'll use my spit. I use my hair. Parts of me are in there. See, because the secret is in the sauce.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. Perhaps a kitty whisker.
Absolutely. Or your own blood.
Right.
Whatever it is you have, or oil,
right?
Incense, candles, whatever you need. So that's what, when I say I'm refreshing it, that's what I do. I make it come alive again.
Okay.
I do. Joe has asked, do we sell those jars in the store? No, but this magical store called Market Basket in Stop and Shop.
It's a DIY. It's a DIY project.
We're talking about
DIY project.
Week from home. This is kitchen stuff.
This is grab a mason jar that's been sitting in your kitchen for 20 years. Get that mason jar and put some of those herbs in it. I know you got cinnamon in your cabinet. I know you do. You shouldn't hardly have to buy like anything for this. You got cinnamon in your cabinet. You probably got some other herbs you probably got peppermint. You probably got
peppermint in there if you want to.
You know what? If all you got is one of those spiral peppermint candies, pop that in there. That's got peppermint oil in it. It does. It's got peppermint oil in it. That's why I sneeze so bad when I put one in my mouth. So that's got peppermint oil in it. Throw that in there, right? So it's like, the good stuff that you have, you already probably have these herbs in your house. If you don't, yeah, you can grab them at Pentagram. You can grab, what's the smallest increment of ounce of herbs that you guys sell? Half ounce? What is it? A quarter ounce. So go down there and take a look on the giant herb wall, the giant library wall of herbs, and come up with 3 different ones that are good for money, and get a quarter ounce of them and put them in the jar. You know what I mean? So if you don't have maybe you don't have a lot of herbs in your house. I do, but maybe you don't. I got plenty of stuff in the kitchen. I could crack into this right now if I wanted to. I even have the mason jars. So like, do this. I like it on a Sunday. You could do it on a Thursday. Today, Jupiter, it's a waxing Friday. It's a waxing moon. Yeah. And tomorrow, Venus. So you could even do it tomorrow for the luxury, for the Venus, the luxury. But like, I feel like this is something everybody should be able to afford to be able to do. And to make that jar, and again, like shaking it, keep paying attention to it. It's not just necessarily set it and forget it. It's more the kind of thing, just like money, you can't just like let it autopilot. You have to work at it. And that's one of the things that it's like, you have to work at eliminating the old, stories that you tell yourself about yourself. You do have to do a little work to let go. You got to let go of those things. Highly recommend selenite. I love a good cord cutting with a selenite blade. I do have a couple in stock. They're not expensive. They're $22. So like literally, but you can also just use a small piece of selenite. If it's not shaped like a blade, it's okay. You want to carry it in your pocket, wear it if you have a way to wear it. If you have, sometimes selenite beads can get a little pricier because they're the higher quality selenite when they make them into jewelry. So just get a little selenite. I have the mini palms, I think are like $3. If you don't have selenite, you probably already do. If you're watching this, you probably already have selenite. But if you don't, it's not that hard to get a hold of. And it's worth it, not only for financial, but so much of letting go of the negative things that we have on like loop sometimes in our brains from things that happened when we were younger and made bad decisions. And sometimes we get locked into those spaces and we don't know how to move forward out of them. And that can get us stuck, especially with finances.
Absolutely. I've got a fun thing that I do. And believe it or not, this is like coming from like my grandmother. So have a dollar bill, preferably a big bill, 100. Go to the side where somebody's sitting down. The one specifically where I call it, you see the White House, or you see Lincoln sitting on his little chair. Take
Like
the oil,
the emperor?
like the emperor, just like the emperor.
Okay.
You put a little oil in the house.
Oh.
Put a little of your magic oil, olive oil,
Oh.
all of your magic oil. So if you got to think of olive oil, that's for victory, anyways. So you're gonna rub that magical oil right all over it. Make your own little rhyme about increasing your money. Put your money in there. And tell you, you'll never not have money in your wallet. You just got to feed the house.
My emergency hundy, I'm going to do this with.
Yeah. Yes. Your emergency hundy.
I'm going to do this with my emergency hundy.
The money in the
I'm going to put a little oil in the house.
I'm gonna put it in the house.
I'm telling
the register, all the money is going to be facing one way. Got to have the money facing one way if you want.
Oh, you know what? From being a cashier when I was a kid, I cannot have bills going every which way. I have to get my bills in order of denomination. They have to all be facing the same way. They have to, no. I can't. Oh my God. No, I can't stand it when they're all every which way. I can't take it. I got to get it. I got to take them all out and fix them. Also, I got to say, when you do spells that have to do with money, yes, you can use real money. In other words, you can do spells with actual coins and actual cash, but sometimes some coins that are not real money, but they have significance for different reasons. So one of the coins that I use, particularly in business, is a Mardi Gras coin that actually has decaf delivery. Thank you, babe. This is a Mardi Gras coin that has Marie Laveau on it. It also has Friday the 13th at the top of it, which is a lucky day for me. And it has, believe it or not, this one's from 1976. It has the date on it. So, oops. So, and it's from, who threw this? Eros threw it. See, and we got,
wow, that is super cool.
New Orleans Mardi Gras. So sometimes when you're doing spells and you're carrying things like when you make a little mojo bag or a jar, sometimes in with like coins and things that you want to put real money in there. Sometimes there's other things that look like money that are going to be also powerful to include. They might not be actual money. But hey, what if you don't have $100 bill, but maybe you have a Monopoly money $100 bill?
Love that.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so in a pinch, right? Because resourcefulness is an energy that we want to bring in. We want to bring in resourcefulness. We want to increase our resourcefulness. So making do with what you do have is better than having a lack mentality of, oh, I don't have $100 bill. I guess I can't do it. And if I have to hear one more person with the I can't, You know what? I hear so many people, I can't do that. I can't do blah, blah, blah. I can't, I can't. Well, you know what? As long as that's your attitude, I'm going to agree with you. You can't. If you keep that up, you're absolutely right. You're shutting yourself down. No one else has to be working against you. You're working against you. You're screwing yourself up. So, you know what I mean? If you can't change that part of your mentality, Leanne and I could list you 20 spells. It's not going to help.
It's not going to matter.
The most important thing that you need to shift is that mentality. And once you shift yourself from a place of lack to a place of worthiness and a place of, I am going to pursue my dreams. I am going to believe in myself. I am going to achieve my goals. I am going to plan. I am not going to just wing it and hope it all falls out of the sky for me. I am going to talk to other people who have achieved the things I'm trying to achieve, and I'm going to find out what tips they have for me. I'm going to look into how to increase my wealth. There's so much information. Information is not something we're lacking. Inspiration, that might be something people are lacking. But you can literally, there's books upon books out there to help you manage your money better, to help you understand how to make a reasonable budget that includes purchasing things you just want for yourself. We're coming out of a spirituality, back when certain types of spirituality were like running this whole place, and they're still trying to. We are coming from, they were preaching lack as pious. They were preaching the idea that people could not be comfortable in life and still go into a good afterlife or whatever. I mean, it just boggles the mind. And some people have carried that into their new spirituality. And I'm here to tell you, I left that behind a long time ago. We are supposed to be comfortable in this lifetime. The gods want us to be comfortable in this lifetime. They want us to have what we need. They do not ask of us to be, scraping to get by. So, you need to give yourself permission to have, to have good things and to enjoy luxury and to be okay about asking for that. To be okay about wanting that. I literally had somebody tell me one time that you shouldn't do money spells for yourself, only for other people. Huh? Where do you get that? Where do you get that? What religion are you carrying that into this practice? Where are you getting that? I don't get it. Are my friends better served when I'm poor? If so, I think I need better friends. It doesn't make sense. Have you ever heard anything like that, Leanne?
I have, and I laughed.
Do you know who I'm talking about, Leanne?
Yeah, I do. Because
my coffee.
All right, so let's talk about the fact that if you don't do it for yourself, who else is going to do it for you? I mean, I love all you guys, but I doubt you're at home writing, carving my name into green candles, chanting, Leanne, get some money. Ooh, we're worried about her affording her trip. You got to worry about yourself.
Well, listen, some of us might be doing that, but others are not.
Well, Well, those are your friends. But so what the hell am I going to do? Listen.
Did you see what Joe Kachi just wrote?
God wants me to drive a BMW. Yes, Joe. God does. You're such a brat.
Oh my God.
Such a brat.
Oh my God.
You have to invest in yourself first before you wait for somebody else to invest in you. It's great to get bonus prayers, bonus candles, whatever the hell you want, but invest in yourself. No one else is going to get up and make your bed other than you. So go do it yourself. Listen, and all the candles, I mean, we could sit here and give you spells for days. I mean, I like to wash my door also again with peppermint, with a money herb. I make a mixture. I boil it. I wash my door with it, and I welcome money in and I in prosperity. But if I don't get up and go to work, if I don't put day to day responsibilities, if I don't, like the emperor, learn some discipline and just go do my shit,
Yep.
it's not going to come. It's not, no one's going to come with a bag of money going, here, Leanne. It's, you got to do it for yourself
That's right.
first, and you can help others. And so once you get the money, what are you going to do with it? Okay. Charity is beautiful. And I believe that we need to,
Yes.
all those who are fortunate should help
Mhm.
others. But you got to pay yourself first, in the house first, in
Yep.
your house first. So as long as you can eat, dress comfortably, drive a car, have nice things, enjoy whatever is extra, give not just of money to charitable causes, but also of your time,
Right.
of your
Mhm.
effort. That is also an expense. So
Yep.
you can't, yeah, Caleb knows. You can't pour from an empty cup. And
That's right.
that was a topic for the past 2 weeks in this house.
Oh, yes. Things that have worked for me, interview-wise, devil's shoestring. Every job interview I've ever gone on, I've carried a piece of devil's shoestring on my body. Every time. Every time. And I've always ended up exactly where I needed to be for my development to get me to the next level. I've always gotten the job. If it was between me and however many, but it was supposed to be mine, I got it. Like when it was right for me, I got it. So devil's shoestring, gotta say, along with the stones that I've mentioned already, obviously citrine, pyrite and things for success. Likewise, when you're going and you're trying to get a raise, when you're going and you're negotiating to get a better position, you're looking for a promotion, you're looking for, you're looking to jump jobs. Sometimes you can't level up where you are. And sometimes you need to leave and then go back for them to really realize, so it's like, don't be afraid. There a lot of people, older people are sometimes stuck in a place. Younger people are better at it. They're better at jumping around when they need to. They're better at saying, you know what? I can stay here and beat my head against a wall, or I can go over there where they're already offering me more, whatever it is. And when it comes to, becoming your own boss, that doesn't necessarily happen overnight. So a lot of times you do have to work somewhere else while you are building your empire. So whatever that side hustle is, you know, put your magic into that as well. I did both. I would put my magic into whatever it was that was, whatever was paying the bills and keeping the roof over the head, while I was also over here putting some magic. And you only have so much energy. So you've got to start making determinations when you are doing a side hustle that you intend to eventually make your whole world and your full-time jam. You've got to decide how much energy you can load into each one of those, because you've only got what you've got for energy. You only have so much time. You only have so much energy. And you got to know when to let off of one and push the gas on the other.
Absolutely. Seriously. I mean, balancing that energy can risk your health if you're not careful. So
right?
You know when to invest in something and maybe when to kind of like chill.
And the goal is eventually to get yourself into a position where you're comfortable, but you're also not breaking your back every day.
I like working. I like work.
Mm-hmm.
We
love what we do.
Yeah. I mean, it's my passion. That's why I do it. it's just every once in a while, even when you love something, you have to take a break from it.
You know what song I wish we could play right now? We can't because of all the licensing stuff, but like that, hey, 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 I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. You know that one? I wish we could play that right now because I'm like, that's the vibe. That's
You're
the
only
vibe.
watching me melt in the hot flats. The first thing here was down, and now I'm ready. I'm just literally the hottest thing. Like, I'm warm.
I was wondering why you put your hair up. I'm like,
you like her hair was
hair is up.
I just thought I'd stated.
You're overheating.
I had like a nice hot tea, and I was enjoying it. And I'm like, ooh, and then all of a sudden it's just now I can't even describe it. Yeah, we'll talk about my
iced coffee.
Another
Iced
time.
coffee.
Iced coffee. I got hot coffee.
Iced coffee. No, I got iced coffee.
Oh, I should have done that.
It's already iced coffee season for me. It's never not iced coffee season, but anyways,
Well,
all the little things that you do.
Yep.
Other things that I love to do is when you're going to drink something, eat something, what have you. If you can get some cinnamon into it, which right now at Dunkin' they have a churro, which does have cinnamon. So if you can get some cinnamon into whatever you're eating or drinking, and think about, I am opening up, I am taking in prosperity, breathing out lack, breathing out guilt, breathing out, worry, breathing out. I'm taking in prosperity. Because cinnamon is just one of those herbs. It's excellent it's a spice, but whatever. It's one of those things that we use that is amazing for prosperity, for money magic. Cinnamon's great. And so you can eat it. You can sprinkle it, sprinkle.
burn it.
There's so many places that you can use cinnamon. There's oils with cinnamon. Be careful. Just be careful because it can be stingy. Be careful where you put it. I don't necessarily recommend a bath bomb. That's all I'm going to say. Just don't get it near your nether regions. Okay. But like cinnamon is great. So that's one of those things. If you burn a cinnamon candle, light some cinnamon incense, people that love my incense, Phoenix Fire, lots of cinnamon in that. That's a good one for the finances. And light a fire under your butt too. Get you inspired, motivation, inspiration. These are things we can work with, right? And the magic builds on that.
Absolutely. Cinnamon is great. I usually engrave my candles and apply oil and then cinnamon to it and then burn.
In the colder weather, I love to do a simmer pot in the kitchen.
You do. You gave us one.
I love a good simmer pot. Did I get you into it too?
You got me into it. You got Tim and I both into it.
Because I sent you guys the recipe.
It was amazing. I
sent you guys the recipe.
House, yep. Fills the house with a wonderful scent, but it
even for days, like 2 days later, I could still smell it.
It was great.
Yeah, it permeates the whole house with this beautiful, beautiful smell. But yes, so when it's still a little chilly out, you can get away with a simmer pot. Diffusing, if you love to diffuse. This time of year, I love anything that puts more steam in the air because it can get so dry when the heat's running. It can get so dry. So like my skin, I've been slathering my skin with moisturizer, which I don't always need to do, but lately have needed to do. So
I'm excited that we're talking about money, because when we talk about money, it brings in luck, brings in opportunity, and it also brings in good things for people's careers. So I hope everybody wrote stuff down. Bells works for me. I have witches' bells on just about every door in this house. I just redid my front door with a bunch of bells on the, like, literally right on the front door. It's a beautiful metal, like, sun with with strands coming down with stars and bells. The sound of the jingle. I actually gave my mom a prosperity pouch that she kept for her whole life. I literally
inherited it back. I gave her a little crocheted bag with some little stones and herbs in it, and it had tiny little jingle bells on the outside of it. And I was like, jingle that, you'll never lack money. And she never did. She never did. So bells, the sound of bells, witches' bells, bells on the doors, bells when when you flow in and out of a room. I have some bells right up there. I have bells that have the symbol of the chalice well on the door to my
That's amazing.
Our temple, what is now the Gallows Hill Witchery home office. There's bells up there that I got, believe it or not, in Sedona, but not this past year, the year before. So I have like there's bells on the door to the office. There's bells. You gave me some bells. Did you get me bells in England? I think you gave me bells too.
I did, actually.
Yeah. They're on the door of Gallows Hill. They're on the Gallows Hill Witchery downtown office.
Yeah. And
They're
I
on
got
the
you
door.
a sun catcher. I got you a sun catcher too. I think it was
a peacock for Hera.
Yeah.
I have that. That's down there too. I have a little window. I have a fake window thing that like is just an iron, like a decorative window. And I hang little charms on it and like nice cards that clients give me and stuff. And there's that peacock sun catcher is on that.
That's
in the
awesome.
downtown office. Yeah. So I find that having that energy in the space, having the energy of gratitude is so powerful that is in and of itself a spell of continued abundance and prosperity for all, for my clients, for myself. It's all cyclical. It's cyclical because I feel like I'm helping them achieve things that are helping them level up in their life. And that's helping them, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a relationship. All this is relationship. That's why it's important to involve Venus when it comes to things like luxury and stuff, because it's all relationships.
It's a lot of give and take.
Our relationships with ourselves, our relationships with each other. So
it's beautiful.
And also just saying the evil eye is good to have around when you're doing money magic. The Nazar,
you get it. You got to keep it.
Put up the Nazar because you don't want anybody harshing your mellow. You don't want anybody working against you when you're doing your work for your prosperity. You don't want anybody's jealousy because they come from a place of lack and they think that there's some finite amount that that can be had. And so they have to stamp on other people instead of realizing that there's enough to go around for everyone.
Protect your shit. That's the most important thing. You got to protect what's yours.
Protect what's yours. Yeah.
So if you receive an abundance, be careful. And also, this is an Italian thing. If you're doing really well, just say, I'm doing really well. You don't have to get in all over how much you're doing well.
No, right. No.
People know about what you get, then you're going to have some jealousy. And you don't need jealousy. You don't need to deal with that. So,
I know people that wouldn't even say I'm doing really well. They'd be like, I'm doing all right.
Doing all right. We're doing good.
Doing all right.
Things are coming. I never say I'm doing horrible. I'll never let you know how good I'm doing. You know why? It's, it's everywhere. And it's usually coming for the people who are right next to you, the closest. They can't help it.
I can't even.
Intentional. They can't help it.
I can't even.
It breeds. But the Maloikia, that's another thing, guys, right?
Well, we had a whole show on it, guys. So go back to the archives.
Go watch
that show.
Book, the Evil Eye book.
That show with Anthony, that was a good show.
It was good.
And it's in the archives. Go back and rewatch it. It's worth a rewatch. And even watch the astro forecast, because you'll be like, hey, did all that happen? Or like, did I, you know what I mean? Like, even go back and watch the astro forecast, because you'll be like, How right was that? So it's worth it. And get the book. Absolutely. I got the book. It's right over. I could reach it. It's right. Literally, I can point right in the room where the book is. So yes, get the book. Yes, Joe, because they come from a place of lack and they don't believe that they can get what you have. So instead of saying, oh, I want what he's having, or I want what she's having, they go, I don't want her to have it because I don't have it. And I don't want to sit here and watch her have it. Instead of saying, ooh, I need to figure out how to get that for me. I need to figure out what's going to make me happy and do that. Just like she figured out what's going to make her happy and did that. I need to do it for myself. Right?
Right.
Or they're so insecure about what they do have that they think you're coming for what they have. Bitch, I don't want what you have. There's plenty out here that you don't have. And that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to places you're never going to go. I'm going to go the places you can't go. I'm going to go the places I'm meant to go. Those places are not for you. They're for me. So you find what's for you. I'm going to find what's for me. Everybody's happy. People get so focused on copying other people exactly instead of figuring out what they have to offer and coming from a place of authenticity with what they have to offer. Leanne and I do what we do because this is genuinely coming out of us. This is what we know how to do. This is what we're good at. This is what we love. We do what we do because this is us. You're going to get unvarnished us every time you watch us. We don't put on airs. We don't put on any kind of mask. This is who we genuinely are. If you were to sit down at a table with us and just shoot the shit, this is exactly what you're going to get. It's no different. And anybody out there that has done that, and there's tons of you on here right now that have, they can attest that the me and the Leanne that you see on the show is the same 100%. No, nothing. This is us. So when people come from a place of authenticity and they show you who they are, that's something totally different. No one can copy that. No one can copy that because you're a unique human being. There's no one like you. You're the only you. You are the only you. So just be you. Lean into it. Be who you are. And I remember, Leanne, that sometimes when you had your little imposter syndrome moments and you would get nervous, you talked about this in the book, actually.
Yeah.
And I would be like,
it's a horrible experience.
Man, people love you. They're here to see you. All you have to do is be you. You don't have to do
so hard. Believe it was all real.
Be you. Just relax into who you naturally are, which is why I love all the stuff you're doing on the TikTok videos, because you're actually just being you. You're funny. You're like, you've got that funny humor, that self-deprecating humor. You've got that goofy little thing that you can do. It's like, that's just who you are. That's you. That's you. You don't need anybody writing the script for you. There's no script. There's just you. It's just you. You'll be like, okay, I'm going to talk about this herb today. And then you'll just, when you're talking about it, you're just funny. It's like when we used to do this during the pandemic every single day when we did tea time, and you would bring some herb in and we would just talk and laugh and just hang out. And it's that vibe. It's that same vibe. Well, I'm not going to kiss your butt, Joanne, but I am showing you who I really am.
Yeah.
This is me. This is us. This is us. Yep, this is
I
us.
try so hard to, like, now I'm in the middle of the hot flash and you're seeing my hairstyles come and go. My ADD and me fidgeting and
hey,
this is hot.
Hey.
bomb.
Sometimes we drop an F-bomb here or there.
It
Sometimes we
was one F bomb.
But this is-
Joe didn't have to call me out on it. Joe. Joe, you're in trouble, by the way. Get the D minus.
Oh my God. Hey, Joanne. Joanne, other Joanne.
Hello, Joanne.
Other
Oh.
Joanne. We got Joanne's for days on here.
Great. This was a
So,
great. I hope
yeah,
everybody
no.
got something, out of the whole money thing. And I'll put that
Oh, yeah.
little thing I found about the emperor. I think
Yes.
see, and I'm going to
So,
bed with it tonight.
So I've given you several things that work for me. And Leanne's given you some of the things that she does too. Obviously, we have a whole chapter on this in Lighting the Wick. Whole chapter on
And
financial
in
magic
like
in Lighting the
crystals,
Wick.
we talked
In
about
Lighting the
money
Wick.
and magic with crystals as well.
Tons of stuff that we went over in the crystal book as well, obviously, right?
Right.
So if you don't have Lighting the Wick, definitely get it. If you have it, check up on the chapter about money because there's tons of spells in there that you can do. And in the crystal book, go flip right to the glossary and start looking for stones. Maybe I didn't mention them today. Hey, I did my current top 10, but these things change as I work with different stones and I lean on different stones at different times. Stones, it's kind of like friendships. Sometimes someone's closer, sometimes they're a little further away. Sometimes you're working with this one or you're working with that one. Same thing, right? You build relationships with stones. They come in and out of your life. Sometimes they need to be closer companions. Other times, not so much. Some follow you your whole life and they're just like they're right by your side like your whole life and they'll just be always with you. Fluorite is one of those for me. That love affair started in my 20s and it's like never going to end. But there are just certain stones. So dig into it yourself. You may have some stones that you've always associated with money that I haven't even mentioned. Maybe you need to break bad habits that you have about money. Throw a howlite in the bag. You know what I mean? Get creative with it. If you pay attention and you come on the lives, we talk about the different things stones do all the time. So think about it. Say, what do I need right now with regards to money? What should I be, doing more of? What should I be doing less of? Lean into that. If you know you need to tighten your belt, get out the 4 of Pentacles. If you know you need to be more in charge, get out the Emperor. Combine them if you have to. If you want to feel like abundance and just like new beginnings and start a new business or something like that, Ace of Pentacles, get that out. Light a candle in front of it. Grab some herbs. You know what I mean? Anoint that candle, roll it in the herbs. Work up a spell for yourself. Write it yourself. We are always going to give you ideas in the book. We're always going to, give you the little mantras that we say, but it's so powerful when you write your own. So when you're ready to write your own, write your own. You can use somebody else's, but you know what? It's so powerful when you put yourself into it. So once you get the hang of it, then you're rocking and rolling. If it helps you, put something on your mirror to read every single day. It might be something as simple as, I am worthy of prosperity and abundance. Or if you're working on something specific, write a little mantra about that. Whatever it is that you're working on financially, treat it like anything else that you're working towards, whether it's relationships or healing your body or anything else. Put it front and center, make it a priority, and you're going to see it's going to pay dividends.
Yes. Yay.
All right. We're good.
We're good. This was great.
I think we've run overtime. So I hope
Yes.
everybody gets their money mojo happening. Let us know. Always come chat with us in the comments or what have you. Put a message up, send a message. You know how to reach us. Let us know how it goes. We are waxing moon time, guys. Put it into action. Let us know how it goes. And we'll see you next month.
Bye.